Hello, hello. So let's add the PWD built-in command to our own shell, the shell that we have been building so far. Okay, so the PWD command is just the print working directory, and it prints the directory where I started the terminal, and it's quite easy to do. We have a variable for it. We have a property for it in our system, and call the user.dir, and we can use that to print the working directory. It's quite simple to add, so let's just do that. We have already everything set up. We just need to add another command and call it the pwd command, and it needs to implement the command interface and implement methods. All right, and so first of all, here type. See, PWD is a built-in command. They tell you that it's a built-in command. So we just need to return PWD is a shell built-in. That's it. And right here, all we need to do is print the property that I was telling you about. System.getProperty user.dir. All right, and that's it. That's all we need to do to be able to print the working directory. So let's just try and push it. Git add, git commit, -m. It's push. Let's check the logs. So it's the 23rd today. So I don't think we'll be able to complete all the stages of this shell challenge this month, right? I would be probably be able to complete the navigation. I'll complete the navigation today. Then we'll complete quoting in one another video, and then redirection maybe in another third video. Or to complete pipelines and history will be left for later. I do not have a subscription to an active subscription to Code Crafters right now. Test failed. Why? PWD is type PWD is, but I'm returning that PWD is a shell built-in. PWD is a shell built-in. So they tried to do type PWD. I did not add. See, I have kind of a this context going on, right? So I need to add a new command for that as well. Commands dot put pwd, and in here new pwd command. That's something we missed. Anyways, let's push again. Okay, so where were we? We will complete navigation today, then quoting in one another video, and redirection. Maybe, if I have the time for it. And I'll renew my subscription to Code Crafters and then maybe complete all the stages. Maybe not. I have a lot of things going on right now. I'll maybe create some other playlist. Okay, so let's go to the next stage. The CD built-in. So CD is another built-in command, right? So let's just add a new CD command as well. And it also implements the command interface and implement methods, and we know that what we need to return from here, that cd is a shell built-in, and in the main.java call it cd command and cd. Okay, So the type for CD is handled. Now we only need to handle the main core logic of the CD command. Okay, so we'll solve all these three stages together. Let's just see what's required of us in all of these three stages. All right. So in this stage, you'll implement the cd built-in command to handle absolute paths. The cd command is used to change current working directory. See, in the present working directory, all I'm printing is user.dir. So if I update user.dir with set property command method, then I'll be able to update the present working directory. All right. So all we need to be doing here is updating the user.dir property. Anyways, I hope you know what absolute paths are. They start from the root path and then like that. Relative paths start with a dot sign. Dot basically means the present working directory and then anything that follows after it. Two dots mean that one directory outside of the present working directory and then inside of it. And slash dir is like dot slash dir is like present working directory slash then a directory named dir. Alright, so if the present working directory was this, then dot slash dir will be equal to simply this. Alright, and if present working directory was this, a dot slash would be equal to this. Alright, so like that. And if this were the present working directory, double dot slash will be equal to this. I'm not sure if so I think it should be pretty clear. Anyways, uh, and the tilde character which stands, so this stage we need to handle absolute paths. In the next stage we need to handle relative paths. In the stage after that we need to handle the tilde character. The tilde character takes you to the home directory, all right, which is basically the root path. And the path of the home directory can be extracted from the home variable. All right. So we have a variable called home, capital H, capital O, capital M, capital E, and that has the home directory path in it. All right. Uh, Also, it's also part of the property system property called user.home. So with user, if I were to set user.dir equal to user.home, then the present working directory will be changed to user.home. Right. So that's what we need to do in the third stage. So since these stages are so interrelated and quite simple, not that very hard, so we'll solve all these three together. All right. So we get the command here, and the cd command cannot expect arguments, can only accept one argument. It cannot accept more than one argument. So we'll add a check for it. Command dot if args dot size is greater than 1. In that case I'll print that cd too many arguments. All right, and then we'll return from here. And also the cd command, see, the cd command, if the cd command is empty, if we do not send any arguments after it, it takes us back to the home directory. I can show you an example. Alright, so right now I'm in mount c users chat. If I do cd, it takes me to the home directory. You see the tilde sign here? That's what we were talking about. It takes us back to the home directory. So if uh, command dot args dot size equal to 0, uh, in that case I need to set system dot set property, and I know I need to set user.dir, and it needs to be equal to uh, home, and that's system dot. So I will create another method get home dir, and I'll call it here. All right. So let's just create this method get home dir. I'll move it below. Get home dir, and I told you we have a environment variable for it, right? So that looks like home dir equal to system dot get env, and that's the home variable. And if the home is not equal to null, if it's not equal to null and home dir dot is empty is not, in that case we will return home dir. If it is there in our environment variable, we will return from the environment variable, else we will return system dot get property home user dot home. So we might have this we have this property as well. So I'm basically returning from the environment variable, and if it's not there in an environment variable, I'm returning from system dot get property. And so this line here will set the user directory to the home directory. All right. And if all of this is not the case, then I can what I'll do. And after this, we just need to return. All right. So uh, we need to do this also for the case when the argument passed to us is a tilde, right? So if command dot args dot get of 0 is equal to a character called tilde, in that case as well, we just need to do target. In that case also, we just need to do this return. All right. In that case, that's all we need to do, right? Let me check. Let me check. Give me a second. Let's just read what's required in third case. I'm just exploring. So they will send us a tilde, and in that case, we need to go to home directory. All right. So I think that's it for tilde. That will handle the tilde case. If that is not the case, I'll call this target path, and it's command dot args of get of 0 can actually be get first, right? Conditional is always false. Why? Because it's a string. It's a string and it should be a get first. Check is empty. All right. So we get the first element out of it, and we've already handled the tilde case, right? Okay. So this path, this target path may be relative. All right. So we need to be able to set user.directory, we need to calculate the absolute path from the relative path. Okay. And to do that, we will create another method in our command utils. We have a command utils, right? We created it earlier. And to do that, I will create a method in our command utils called, I will call it, okay. So right here, I'll try to resolve the path. If it exists, we'll cd to it. All right. So in the try, I will create a file. So target dir. All right. Target dir, and our command utils will resolve the path and return the target directory to us. All right. Command, I do not command utils. Why not? Command utils. Why is the import not working? Import utils dot command utils dot resolve path. I'll create it. All right. No, undo. Okay. And to this, I will pass the target path, and this will resolve the target path for us, right? Okay. So in here, okay. So the path, the target directory that it returns to us may or may not exist. So I will check if it exists. All right. And we can do, that's why we are using this file interface, because it gives us method to be able to do that, like so. If it does not exist, I can simply shout that no such file or directory. We copy that. In this case, the error should be command no such file or directory. All right. And if that is the case, then we return, and if it's not a directory, it's not a directory, we simply print that it's not a directory. You cannot cd to a file, right? So it needs to be a directory. That's what we're checking here, and we return. But if it exists and it is a directory, we can cd to it. And all we need to do to be able to cd is system dot set property user.dir should be equal to target.get absolute path. So it will return the absolute path to us, and in that case, so if any of these methods throw any error, all right, we can print the error. So like so, so we'll know what the error is. And now let's go to the resolve paths method. All right, it returns a file to us. So we need to create a file, and so let's just create a file called target dir. We will return target dir. All right, but that's what we will do here. And I will create a new file out of the target path. All right. So if it is not, if the target, if the, hmm, if target dir dot is absolute. Yeah, so this method tells us the file object that we created. Do we have the absolute path for it? All right. And if it's not, then we need to resolve it. And as you can see, IntelliJ is suggesting how it can be resolved, like so. All right. So we create a new file, and it starts with the relative path with the home directory, and then we pass it the target path. So it will resolve the target, the relative paths for us automatically. And target is equals to targeter dot get canonical files, like so. And now this may throw an exception for us. Throw an exception. Let's see what this canonical file method does. All right, returns the canonical form of the absolute path name equivalent to new file. This this canonical path name denotes the same file or directory as this abstract path name. File canonical path. See, yeah. The function returns the canonical path of the given file object. What is a canonical path? The function will return a This function returns a path that will be absolute and unique from the root directory. So this will actually resolve we are getting double dots as well, right? So these double dots need to be resolved. So, and that is done via this canonical path methods. All right, that's all you need to know about it. We have a read. We need to read check command resolve paths. All right, I think we are good. We should be able to run it and check. Let's see if it works or not. I think it should. Uh, we'll debug if it doesn't. It works. All right. So this test passed. Now let's run the next one. It'll take some time. Worked. Let's go to the next one. All right, we're good. We completed all these 4 stages in this video, and we will start this quoting extension next. I'll give you a short intro like what we are supposed to do here. So basically we have this parser, right? This parser, it parses the command for us from the input. And right now all we're doing is we're splitting on an empty space, and the first thing should be the command, and the next all the next strings are the arguments. But that is not all that a parser does. For shell, we need to handle quotes like single quotes, double quotes, backticks, and we can have single quotes inside of double quotes. We can have double quotes inside of single quotes. All right. The single quotes inside the double quotes may be escaped, maybe not. So all of those things need to be handled. That's what these next 6 stages are all about. See, single quotes, double quotes, backslash, outside quotes, so like escaping them within single quotes, backslash within double quotes, and then this is interesting. So we can set aliases for commands in a shell, right? So let's say for the cat command, they set an alias of this. If this is an alias for cat command, we should be able to run cat command with this command. All right. So if that is the case, then the command, the parsed command needs to be equal to this, and argument will be a list of size 1, where this will be the argument. So the command is not something that's before the first space. The command, if the command is starting with a quote, then it ends with the first quote, right? So that will be the entire command. So we need to add all these parsing to our shell. So that's what we'll do in the next video. That's it for this one. See you in the next one. Bye bye.